Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew from Fantasy Aid here to give you 5 breakout candidates for the 2017 fantasy baseball season. Now, to give you a quick thing, here is my difference between breakout and sleeper. A sleeper is someone who will give you good value where he's drafted, and he has a good chance to vastly outperform it. But mostly, it's younger guys. You got Josh Bell, Hunter Renfroe, etc. Whereas breakout guys are guys that have played for a couple years, but have never really had that together season where they became a fantasy star, and that's kind of where I draw the line. I mean, there obviously is overlap between breakout and sleeper, but I think there's enough difference that it can be two separate lists. So the number one guy on my list is Gregory Polanco, outfielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He looked to be on the verge of becoming a fantasy superstar last year. He had 287 with 12 homers and 9 steals in the first half. Unfortunately, shoulder and back injuries kind of bogged him down, where he only hit 220 with 10 homers and 8 bags. But that was encouraging that he did keep the power up from the first half to the second half, and his steals were relatively the same. It was just the average that went down. And he stole 27 bases in 2015, so obviously it was a drop off. But he took a big leap forward in power. If he can combine his speed from 2015 and his power in 2016 for his 2017 season, he could become a top 3 round talent. I think this is the year where he's going to break out. He's healthy, he has speed, he shows he has power. I think this will be his breakout year. Number 2, we have Anthony Rendon. Now, obviously, Rendon had a breakout season in 2014 where he had 21 homers and 17 steals. But his disappointing 2015 campaign due to injury kind of cooled him off, and he quietly had a good year last year. He had 20 homers, 12 steals, and he had a much better slash line in the second half where we went 295, 357, 508. And that 508 slugging is definitely impressive. I mean, he had 20 doubles, 11 homers, and 51 RBIs in the second half for the Nats. And he did only steal 3 bases in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with stolen bases, but he's in a stacked lineup. You got Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Daniel Murphy. Rendon should have plenty of run and RBI opportunities. If you can't stack Rockies, my advice would be stack Nationals because they've got a great lineup. At number 3, we have Carlos Martinez, starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. He had another solid season in 2016. Kind of cemented himself as a borderline number 2 ace. 195.1 innings with 174 Ks. Both were career high. He should hit over 200 innings this year without any unforeseen injuries. And what was impressive last year, his ERA was mostly the same throughout the entire year. He was pretty consistent in that. But he did get his strikeout total up in the second half, where he went from 7.6 Ks per 9 to 8.2. If he can take that next leap forward and get to, a strikeout per inning, he could wedge his way into the number 1 starter discussion going into 2018. I think this could be a breakout year. He's got 2 solid years under his belt, and let's see what happens. At number 4, we have Byron Buxton, and now Buxton was a guy I was railing against last year, and I'm still a little hesitant to put him on this list this year, but he had an incredible September. He's been a huge name in Dynasty Leagues for years. People have been waiting for it, but he's just never been able to put that together. He had a terrible 2015 and a terrible start in 2016 that sent him back to the minors. But he hit 277 when he was called up in September with 7 home runs, 18 RBIs. He did strike out 35 times, so it looks like those problems aren't fixed. He's definitely the high ceiling, low floor guy. The possibilities with him range just so much, and I know a lot of people are tired of waiting around because all you hear is Buxton, he's the next superstar, he's the next Trout. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to break out the Trout levels, but I think if he can get that power and speed combo in 2017, he will be on the verge of fantasy stardom with that speed power combo. And finally, at number 5, Washington's new outfielder, Adam Eaton. Yep, another Nat. He had a really solid season with the White Sox last year where he had 284, 14 home runs, which was the same amount he had in 2015 where he had 14 home runs, and he was able to steal 14 bases and had 91 runs scored. And obviously, Eaton is projected to bat leadoff, and he'll be hitting in front of guys like Trey Turner, Anthony Rendon, Bryce Harper, Daniel Murphy. It's kind of the same thing I said with Rendon. It's just a stacked lineup. I'm gonna edit this right now. As you can see on the video, he sometimes makes a mistake. He is not projected to bat. Then he's projected to bat leadoff. He can easily reach the 100-run mark, and Dusty Baker is not afraid to send guys. As you see, Bryce Harper stole bases last year. Trey Turner obviously stole a ton of bases, and I think Adam Eaton could reach 20 steals this year. So, a 15-homer season, 20 steals, 100 runs would definitely bump Eaton's draft position in 2018. As I said, the Nats are a stacked lineup. Now, if you want to do drafts with me and some other fantasy sports addicts, just go to fantasysportsaddicts.com. Tom and Ryan run it over at FSAA. They're on Twitter at FS, the word double, and then A, FSAA. And they also have their own YouTube channel, Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. They run a great website. Love mocking with them. We had so much fun last year, and once Yahoo opens, we'll be mocking all the time this year. So definitely check them out. For Fantasy 8, I'm Andrew, and thanks for watching.